When you're travelling, dealing with a medical situation isn't always simple. In this episode, we fly 1,500 kilometres from Broome down to Perth, where Daz fast-tracks MRIs, specialist appointments and knee surgery, all in the space of a week. And while he's being looked after, I take a trip down memory lane to this same time last year when he had surgery on his other knee, and I spent the day exploring Fremantle with Oz. So seatbelts on, wheels up, and let's take off. We arrived in Perth. Daz had his MRI an hour later, then it was off to see the surgeon. 15 minutes after that, he was booked in for knee surgery in 2 days' time.
Hey legends, good morning. So this is one of the downsides to travelling on the road, is if you ever need to get some medical stuff done, it's always an absolute drama. But the only reason I'm going to share this one for you is that difficult stuff can still be achieved. So I've got some knee surgery that needs to get done, and what we did is that we've met this surgeon once before when we were travelling on the road. Benjamin Hewitt is his name, a Perth guy that was really accommodating for us. So whilst we were up in Broome, we made contact with his officers and said, look, we're in Broome, can we get a scan, can we get an appointment, and can we book a slot for hospital if in the event that the scans prove that that's what we do need done. And the office was able to do it. So I'm only sharing this on the basis that if you don't ask, you'll actually never know. So most orthopedic surgeons or surgeons in general normally have extended waiting lists and extended time. We do pay for private health insurance, which obviously helps us in avoiding some of the normal queues, but on the balance of probabilities that you would more than likely be thinking you're not going to be able to achieve this in a short space of time, we were able to get all of those things done in less than a week. So we're off to get some surgery this morning, and based on what Ben did for me last time, I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic result, but we'll give you updates along the way on how it's going. But just remember, if you don't ask, you'll never know. And travelling is difficult in respect of trying to get treatment. So MRI scans, the CAT scans are certainly not what you experience on the East Coast. So the volume of people obviously is more reflective of the amount of facilities that are available to you. So if you can, get anything done before you start to travel. But whilst you are on the road, you're only looking at the major capitals, e.g. Perth, to have complex work done. So anyway guys, we'll keep you updated. Cheers.
See you, honey. Bye.
See you in a few hours.
See ya. Off he goes for his surgery. Alright, so it's 6:10 in the morning. I'm gonna go find a coffee, go home, wait for the call. While Daz was in the hospital, I thought back to last year when we were in the same situation, but that time we had Oz with us. So what do you do when you're travelling with a dog and you need to spend time in the city? So Daz has gone to see the surgeon, and while he's doing that, Oz and I are having a wander around Kings Park. It's so beautiful. There's so much to see in here. When I was a young girl, maybe about 14, 15, I came here with the family and we hired tandem push bikes and rode around here on tandem bikes. I don't recall it looking like this, but that was 30 years ago, 40 years ago, I don't know, no, yeah, 40 years ago, wow. Anyway, it's gorgeous, and we're going to have a bit of an explore. So let's go take a look at Kings Park in Perth. We're standing here in the middle of all of the memorials to all of the different wars. It's really nicely done. I've given up on the map that was on the Visit Kings Park website, because I just cannot for the life of me get it to work. It's meant to give you walking instructions of how to get from one point to another, but I can't work it out. So we're now using Google Maps, which actually has these tracks marked on it. And so I'm using this to walk to the other side of the park. And I think this is a really good option if you're traveling with a dog and you find yourself in Perth, of something that you can come and do. This is glorious. If I was here living in the city, I'd be here all the time. There's so many different paths and tracks. So one of the things that I looked up things to see in Perth that I found was the Little Blue Boathouse. And so I didn't end up taking any more footage down at the Little Blue Boathouse, because when I got there, there was one couple already there waiting to take some photos. And seriously, I reckon I waited 10 minutes while they took photos of each other in all different poses, in all different ways. And so they were completely obscuring any photo opportunities that I might have had. And by the time they left, there were 4 other people standing behind me waiting to take photos. Oz started to have a meltdown. These French people just walked in front of me and said, "Oh, we just have a look." And I said, "Oh, just wait a minute. Everyone's waiting their turn." And the man looked at me and he said, "Oh, we speak French. We don't understand." I was like, seriously? You don't understand that there's a line of people waiting to take photos? I got a few photos, but it means that I didn't get any more video of the Little Blue Boathouse. Anyway, worse things can happen. Hey, isn't that great? Everyone wants to come and see it. Rightio, Oz and I are heading off on our walking tour of Fremantle. We start over at the passenger terminal, which is over the road here. I have to open up my app on my phone, and it's got all of the places that we're going to go. Hit play, starts telling me all about Fremantle and where we are, and I will give you an update as we go. Cheers! Okay, so we are coming up to the Fremantle Arts Centre, which is one of the oldest buildings in Fremantle. You can see it across the road here. It was originally built as a lunatic asylum. Just have a look. So we've done the Fremantle Arts Centre. Next step, Army Museum. We're coming on to the Army Museum now. Still operational. You can go in and have a look at the museum. I'm going to do a quick walk around in there as long as I'm allowed to go in with Oz. Oh, museum closed. So Oz and I did a quick lap of the equipment before a man came and told us that dogs weren't allowed because they still have operational service dogs in the yards, which is fair enough. So on to the next spot. We're now at Monument Hill, which is the War Memorial here in Fremantle. How's this view from up here on the War Memorial of the harbour? A memorial, it's beautiful. Stunning. We are enjoying our walk. We have so far done nearly 5 kilometres, and that is mostly due to my poor map reading skills. I think we were meant to do 5 kilometres for the whole walk, and we're only about halfway through each piece. each stage of the walk. So we're not doing all that well in terms of direction. I've got taken us up quite a few hills and up and down streets that we probably didn't need to do, but we've been able to have a really good look at Fremantle. Fremantle Prison. We weren't able to take Oz into the grounds of the prison or through the gatehouse. Again, understandable. Check out this precinct. These are the Fremantle markets in here. We're going to go and see if we can go in there. No dogs allowed. Okay, so Oz and I were not having much luck getting inside anywhere. I mean, it was a great walk, but we couldn't see the inside of anything. So when we came back to Fremantle this time for Daz's knee surgery, I did get inside the Fremantle markets for a look. I definitely recommend you visit. We're 7 kilometres into our walk now. This is the Shipwreck Museum, and I'm sure that these buildings house amazing information and relics and history, and that to visit and go inside things like the Shipwreck Museum or the prison or the markets would be fantastic. Travelling with a dog, this is probably one of the downsides, that you can't go inside everything. But in saying that, I'm pretty happy just looking at the outside of them and admiring the architecture, the preservation, the age of them. How well are they still holding together? Check out these big anchors from shipwrecks, I would imagine. Check out the chains. So I'm thinking 7Ks already, probably got another K and a half until I'm back at the car, and I'm tired. I don't know how I would go if I was then going inside each of these things. So am I disappointed that I couldn't get in? No, actually. I feel like I've had a great day walking around Fremantle. So I'm going to now go and check out the last couple of places on the agenda, on the itinerary, and then I'm going to find somewhere to sit down and have some brunch because my feet are tired, Oz is tired, and I'm hungry. Here we are at the Roundhouse and the Whalers Tunnel. So the Roundhouse was built as a prison, I believe. Let's go have a look. Hey, it was, we were allowed to go in somewhere. Anyway, that completes our walking tour of Fremantle. I've loved it. Would thoroughly recommend it. $25, you download the files and then you can listen to them at your leisure on your phone. Really great idea. I wish more people or more places did this so that you got to really enjoy and understand the history and the things that you're seeing. So well done, Fremantle. I've enjoyed you, and that'll be it for now. Hey, so Oz and I are back in the car. We've finished our walking tour of Freo. So it's just short of 3 hours since we left. So if you were to do this tour and go in and visit the attractions, which we didn't do because Oz wasn't allowed into a lot of them, I reckon you'd be definitely looking at more than 3 hours to do this tour. It also takes a fair amount of fitness. I think that there were a lot of hills to go up and down, and you need to be a bit physically fit to be able to do that. The other thing is that it said it was 6 kilometres. I've done just over 9 kilometres. There were a couple of times where I forgot to resume my my Garmin, so I'm not exactly sure how many kilometres it was, but it was at least 9 kilometres. And yes, that's because I went the wrong way a few times, but I don't reckon I did 3 kilometres of detours. So I think it's a little bit longer than what it says, needs a bit of fitness, and takes a little bit more time than what it said too. All of those things said, for $25, I think it was awesome value. I've done 17,500 steps for the day. So big walk. My feet are killing me. Oz is exhausted. He's not making much movement in the back seat, and I doubt that I'll hear much from him for the rest of the day. I'm going to head over to the hospital. Haven't had the call yet to pick Daz up, but given that he's been there for 5 hours, I reckon he won't be far away. So I'll head over there, and then I think I'll just wind my seat back and have a rest. I am exhausted. Heading in to pick up the patient.
Chasing dreams, I'm chasing light. Pushing boundaries, taking flight. I keep my head high and never look back.
We headed back to the apartment for a few days of R&R before it was time to hit the plane and head back to Broome. Here we are, 5 days later on the plane, heading home. Extra legroom seat, and he's doing really well.
I'm versatile, yeah, I'll flip the script. Changing the game, baby, I never slip.
We'll be landing soon, so the seatbelt sign is now on. It's time to return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Join us next time when we hit the road again and start our slow descent down the west coast, stopping at Barn Hill Station and Cape Carodron, a couple of must-see spots on the Pilbara coast. In the meantime, stay salty.